shoot. There we go.
How is it going, Jamie?
Hey, Freeman, how is life?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Is it supposed to rain?
No. Uh, one of your one of the army guys are flying over.
With the choppers?
Yeah. It doesn't look like a Black Hawk though.
Yeah,
It it looks more like a, something that's tactical.
weird. I wonder where they're
Yeah.
from. Probably New York.
Maybe out of Drum.
Probably, yeah. They've been doing a lot of training.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. So, first question for you, my friend.
Yes,
Given the
sir.
situation. Given the situation, what would you prefer? A nice, cool office or standing out on the flight line sweating your brains out?
Absolutely, flight line. Oh yeah,
Oh
the
man,
weather's perfect.
I was hoping that you would say a nice, cool office.
Oh no, once a grunt, always a grunt. I get enough office time as a recruiter.
Yeah, yeah, true, true, true. But oh, let's just see here. I'm like trying to reposition this.
Now it's sideways.
Yeah, it's not gonna work. Okay, okay, but I have a couple of people watching, but first of all, you grew up in Togo, if I'm
Yes,
correct.
yes, yes. Yep.
Um, when you were growing up there, this is kind of a two-part question. What was it like for you there? But also, did you ever think or imagine that you would be where you are now?
Hmm. Yeah, that's a that's a deep question. Um,
Yeah,
growing up in Togo, it was beautiful. The whole when they say, there's an African proverb that says it takes a village, and it really
right.
does. Like, if you mess up in school, the teachers are punishing you, and they're coming to your house, helping your parents punish you. You disrespect, yeah, you disrespect anybody in the community. The whole community is making sure you don't repeat that again. The whole community looks after you. There's nowhere that you go around where your neighbor doesn't know who you are, and it's a very different lifestyle. Very beautiful, very peaceful, except
Right.
election times. Um, but did I ever imagine that I'd be where I am today? Absolutely not. It's a lot of people's dreams to just get to the U.S. Let alone be able to serve in the U.S. Air Force and be able to work on fighter jets, fly in one, and now be
Yeah.
responsible for the next generation of people coming in. So I've you I have lived way beyond my wildest dreams that I had when I was in Togo.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. Um, you also dance.
Yes, sir. Do you prefer
Yeah.
sir or ma'am? What,
Ma'am, if you don't mind.
ma'am? Okay. 'Cause I always forget to ask.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I've been misgendered throughout my entire life anyway, so
Yeah.
But oh, what was I going to ask you now? You are natural at dancing, or did you have to really work at it?
So I danced a lot of different styles. I grew up, so in Togo, most people here play video games. In Togo, we made beats, and we create dance steps. So I grew up dancing Afro beats and West African pop music. Um, Salsa dancing is what I do professionally now. Back home, salsa dancing was more of high society dance. So I watched my parents dancing because they travel a lot. I knew the very basic steps until I went to UVM and I saw the team dance, and my mind was blown. And then I joined the team. I started training. So I've been training professionally for the last 10 years now.
That's
Yeah,
good. That's
I
good.
still do.
And you have your own little dance troupe too.
I train with well, my dance coach lives in New York City. I also dance with Salsalina Dance Studio in Winooski, Vermont. So we have our own little group and the UVM dance team that we coach.
Right, right, right. Um, but how did you mentioned in one of your posts that you somehow got a scholarship from Jerry Steinfeld?
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. How did you manage that?
So it was senior year of high school. Um, Senior year of high school was a little crazy for me. I was so amazed as to how many opportunities are out there, because I never had that in Togo. So I had an internship at the Brooklyn Zoo because Steve Irvin fascinated me. Um, I
Mm-hmm.
had a part-time job in Harlem, 2 hours away from where I lived. Um, I had an acting outreach, so I was training on Broadway. So when I sent out multiple applications for scholarships, I kept getting
Mm-hmm.
denied. So one day I
Right.
showed up to school, and my guidance counselor called me in and goes, "Hey, you have a meeting with the Seinfeld Family Foundation. This is a big deal. Go get a suit and tie, get ready." Uh-oh, I'm not getting home until 7 p.m. How is that going to happen? Called my brother. My
Right.
brother got me his old brown, ugly colored suit, already. And I didn't know who Jerry Seinfeld was, because I didn't watch TV. I didn't know who he was. So I YouTubed him real quick, and I didn't really
Yeah.
find him funny at first. I just didn't understand his humor. So I showed up to the interview. He wasn't there. It was
Mm-hmm.
his brother-in-law or sister-in-law was there with the program manager. So they asked me all these questions. I think the one that stood out for me the most is, how are you willing to pay it forward? He's paying me to go
Mm-hmm.
to any school of my choosing, and I told him, well, eventually I want to be able to change people's life one way or another. I don't know specifically how that's going to be, but I want to be able to say that, what, I've helped this person make their dream come true. I guess maybe that's
Right.
where recruiting comes in, but
Mm-hmm.
I got to meet him alongside the other 99 people he was paying with, and we got to joke one-on-one a little bit.
That's
And
cool. That's cool.
I was
That's
laughing my
cool.
butt off.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of interesting when you meet somebody that you've seen in TVs or movies, and
Right.
you actually meet them. I had the experience of meeting Christopher Reeves back in the early '80s before his
Mm.
riding accident.
Oh no!
Tall guy, tall guy, even with ice skates. You
Wow,
know, definitely over 6 feet,
that's
but
insane.
very,
I can only
very nice.
wish.
Yeah, very nice guy, very approachable. But that's the only famous person I really met besides running into and crossing paths with Bernie Sanders.
Nice. I've seen him a few
So,
times at the airport while I work for Delta Airlines in Burlington. He always
Yeah.
walked by, and I wanted to scream, "Feel the burn!" But he wasn't professional.
Well, when I was living in Burlington, this is after we left the service, and Sanders was mayor of Burlington. So, you know, cross paths and all that. A couple of times saw him in the Pizza Hut that was on Riverside Ave. And one evening, I was at this one church for a meeting, and I forget if I had to go use the bathroom or whatever, but on my way out, I literally ran into him. I mean,
Nice.
it was like, hi. Wish you Merry
He probably said
Christmas,
something
and
funny.
you know, wish wish him Merry Christmas, and went on my way. Later on, I found out that he was Jewish. It's like,
Happy Hanukkah.
okay, but yeah,
That's
but
awesome.
yeah, but yeah, it's interesting how you meet different people over time.
Right.
But you, and this is along the same post that you mentioned about Steinfeld. You said that you speak 6 languages. That's correct.
Yep.
What are they? Just
So
out of
growing
curiosity.
up, I think sometimes like the West like to call certain languages dialects and not recognize them as languages, and I think that's very stupid. But so growing up, the tribe on my on my on my mother's side, we're from the Ave tribe. My dad comes from the Gan
Mm-hmm.
tribe. So I speak Ave, I speak Gan, and with being colonized by the Germans, the French took over. We had English take the
Mm-hmm.
side of Togo, a little bit of Belgium and Portuguese influence. So we have a Creole of all of that mixed with all those languages called Mina. And then
Mm-hmm.
French is the national business language once they took German away. So I never became fluent in German. Took 2 months of it. So Mina, Eve, again, French. Had to learn English, and then I picked up Spanish while I lived in Brooklyn. It's more of a
Huh.
Dominican Spanish, but it works
Yeah,
for
yeah,
me.
kind of like French Canadian.
Right. Tabarnak.
The Quebec that
Yeah.
um during so far with the Air Guard, you've been in over 10 years?
No, about 5.5 years now, close to.
Oh, five and a
Yep.
half. Okay, okay. And your rank is staff sergeant now, huh?
Staff sergeant. It's moving fast.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Because I know some people that have been in 20 years, and that's the highest that they've ever gotten.
Really.
Yeah,
They probably just got comfortable.
could be, could be. But you went for aircraft maintenance to be a crew
Yep, I was
chief.
a crew chief.
Um, that was at Luke or Nellis?
So it changed a bit. So initially, I was in Wichita Falls, Texas, where you learn the fundamentals.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went through was the F-16s. So from there, I went down to Holloman Air Force Base in Alamogordo, New Mexico, to learn how
Mm-hmm.
to safely launch and recover a live jet. And then from there, I came back and did some seasoning days locally. But now most
Mm-hmm.
people will go to either Luke or the base in Utah or Nellis. That's where we have the 35s now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because was it last year you guys posted about the Vermont 35,
Right. Yeah.
and I think most of that was filmed at Nellis.
Some of them, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But since you've been on a lot of different deployments, my guess is,
I've been
or
on one.
several.
I've been on a few TDYs.
Yeah. Um, between both the deployment and the TDYs, what is your favorite place to go, and not exactly your favorite place to go?
I'd say New Mexico, Alamogordo wasn't my favorite because the altitude was higher. Um,
Yeah.
Sandstorms every day. You have to PT in that, and ugh. But we made it work. My favorite though was Nellis because we got to work till Friday, and then we took the rest of the afternoon, and the Vegas trip was right there. So we spent quite a few hours touring Vegas. We went. I mean, Kuwait was pretty cool too to see what the culture is up there, but Nellis was my favorite
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
because I couldn't
And,
dance in Kuwait. I could dance in Nellis.
yeah. Yeah. Sounds good. Sounds good. Um, got to have some fun so far, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's not what I thought it was gonna be. It's more. It's just like your everyday civilian job, and with a lot more structure and rank that goes with
Hmm.
it. But the Air Guard is just the same local people that you work with. So it's definitely, for
Yeah.
me, it's a lot more fun than working at Delta Airlines.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Gives you a little bit more flexibility, and also different areas you can explore too.
Indeed, indeed. Mm.
And I'm sure that that's what you tell your perspectives also.
Oh yeah, I tell all my applicants. It's funny you say that because a few of them are starting to come back from their initial training, and that's the hardest part of joining that first year. And they were
Hmm.
telling me how they now see how brutally honest I was with them from the get-go, and
Hmm.
how some of them wish they would have done it earlier because they were having so much fun out there. Even at boot camp, apparently they were having fun. So it's pretty good to hear.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. As compared to Marine Basic.
Woo, yeah, that's a different one. Yeah.
uh, but what are your hopes right now?
My hopes.
Yeah.
Um, right now, with everything happening in the world, I hope that people use their brains more and understand how their communities work, and talk to each other as opposed to just watching something on TV and getting all emotionally rattled up. I wish
Hmm.
most people, at least in Vermont, would open up and see what we do with the Vermont Air Guard, and you
Hmm.
know let us educate the population on who we are instead of just
Right.
thinking about the Jets all the time. Um, I wish just us adults would do a better job at coaching our younger ones. Um, you know, knew somebody who just committed suicide a few days ago, and that's why I
Hmm.
posted that thing online. And I think we can do a better job. I see a lot of cyberbullying, people just bullying each other in the comments on Facebook and trying to be woke or whatever the word is. And I just hope that we can all just live in harmony. You know.
Amen, brother. Amen.
Life is now. We
Oh
either
yeah.
live it now or we're just wasting seconds.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yep.
Okay. Well, thanks a lot for having a little chat there, Freeman.
I
And
definitely enjoyed it.
yeah, and you have a very nice evening.
You as well, ma'am. Talk to you soon.
Yeah, yeah. Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye.